refresh. There you go. Okay, which one is it? Am I live? Yes, I'm live. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we're good. Yes, this delete forever. That was only 5 minutes. Do this, do that. Do that. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're good. Capture works. Nope. My screen went off. Let's try it again. Okay, now we're good. Perfect. Oh, it went off again. I think the cable is finicky. Let me make sure that the computer is not touching it. Let's try this again. Let's put it around. Oh. Sorry, y'all. Just a little technical difficulties here. Oh, my camera froze for some reason. No, it's alive. Oh, it's glitching. Huh. That's interesting. Today's an extra long one, so it's okay if we have a little bit of difficulties here. There you go. We're going to do a full battery reset. See if that does the trick. There you go. Now we're good. Start it. Start it again. Start. There you go. Let me take off that. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Now we're good. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another live stream. Let me just post this in the subreddit so that people know that we are live. They can come with their questions. So, you know, and yeah, super exciting. The Dumbphone live stream, July 2026. A lot of news, as you may have seen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go. I'll be right back. As many of you know, it is a little toasty out here in the United States. So, yeah, you know, it's quite toasty. So I'm trying to make sure that I have a fan going. I don't like to put the AC when it's not super necessary. But yes, okay. Let's go with first. A lot of news, different companies out there teasing their devices and whatnot. And yeah, we'll talk about all of them and your questions. So put your questions right now. We'll stop at around 20 minutes. It's 3 minutes. So about 17 minutes, we'll go through the first round of questions. So if you have any questions, make sure to put them out there. And we'll start with news. So first, there are different devices that are going to be released. Sometimes some of them this year, some of them next year, some of them in the future, you know, kind of like next year. And some of them soon, very soon, actually. So, yeah, there's a lot to go through. As you may have seen, the Light phone decided to start with a flip phone. So I have seen a very rough prototype of this back in May. When I did my Light phone visit, they were already working on this. They told us that they might be releasing something during the summer, but we didn't know. It was fun to see. It was actually very good to see the kind of like size of the device and that kind of stuff. Think of it as like the next successor of the generally the next successor of a very good premium Cat S22, a very popular device. I expect this device to be very, very popular, actually, and it's going to actually be really good. If you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description of this podcast, of this video, and all the links also in the chat. So I am very happy about this actually, for multiple reasons. I think one of the biggest deterrents for a lot of people in the past to get a light phone was the price. So even today, the Light Phone 3 just went up in price, but now you have an affordable version, something that is not constructed with metal materials, which are more expensive, or needs certain maybe materials or RAM or configuration, touch screens. There is a lot going on in the background of the Light Phone 3 that you may not see, and you're like, oh, well, it's very expensive. So now you have the Light Flip at $300. I think it's reasonable. Definitely I would love it for it to be, $150 or $200, but I understand that even in today's reality, right? It's just much more difficult to actually deliver something at cost with the materials and the finish and the stuff that you want. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the colors too. I think the colors are excellent. There's a lot of variety. It's something that we were definitely missing with like the Light Phone 2 right here. Even the Light Phone 3 only has one color. So now having 6 colors, I think allows for better customization, just overall enjoyment of the device. So I'm really happy that they have decided to do this. And so I saw a black one when they were prototyping, kind of like the materials and that kind of stuff. The operating system wasn't running on the device that I saw. It was more like just mock-ups of like the physical shape. But it was exciting even back then, like just to see it, just to be like, oh wow, like they're working on these like 3D printed models, and that kind of stuff. But it was just great to see. And at this price, I think this combined with the SDK. So if you are not aware, so the Light Phone SDK is a way for the community to create community tools, library, that you can create essentially new tools that are community created, non-commercial, and open source, which are great for privacy reasons and for transparency reasons. And you also get this to be optional. And I'm really happy about that. So for example, one of the people that has been working on this is a developer called Van Dam, and he has created like so many things, right? So he created a quote unquote better music app, or better for him, in the sense of like, this is what he likes to put. He has a passes app where you can store tickets. He created weather, even though Light now it just released weather, but he did this before. And as you see, there's like a lot of other things. For example, one of the ones that I'm really happy or really looking forwards to somebody developing is a proper transit application. So you can see the different lines and you can see, hey, this is the stops that you're going to go through. That's something that I'm really excited about. So these kind of tools are going to be available. You can also go to the GitHub if you are a developer and you want to see what other people have created. You can go here to the discussions tab and you'll be able to see right there, like people are like habit tracker, native SMS access for desktop messaging. Like they're asking, like, can we do this? Spotify tool, tool idea, music player revamp. There's a Meshtastic with this off-grid mesh messaging, Jellyfin client. I mean, Bible, list, stopwatch. Everybody has that one app that people are like, I would love to have this on the Light Phone. Well, now you can go here, have some discussion. If you're a developer, then you have the ability to essentially create it yourself, which I think is just a very big thing for the community as a whole, right? There's a lot of enthusiasts like myself, like yourself, that may have skills to be able to contribute to a project like this. And I'm really excited to see how that works. So now having, that ecosystem for the Light Flip as well for the Light Phone 3, it's going to be excellent because now people can access that one thing that they were missing, right? But they're going to access it in a way that is not distracting, right? So that is text-based UI. Like for example, here, like as you see, there are some icons, there are some things, but this is a music tool. This is a passes tool. This is a logger for runs, whatever it is that you like, walk to the gym or gym to the bus, or, some people are really focused on that data and they want to do that, right? So now you can. And maybe that's the thing that you were going to say, like, oh, I wish I could do a light phone, but I can't because of whatever reason, right? So, or I don't want to do it. And I need this one thing, right? So checkbook tool, look at this, like somebody, oh, this is the money that you have in the savings and checkings, and you can add or subtract. Some people say like, hey, I need to know how much is in my bank. Well, this is a way to do it in a low tech way that doesn't distract you, that doesn't, require a different maybe user interface, or a way that the way that it looks, it's matching what the device is giving you, which I think it's excellent. There are other people, again, somebody doing the Spotify tool, somebody doing like tool ideas, and yeah, like here's a Bible tool, right? So it's mainly reading, whatever, like you're going to read your chapters. And as you see, it looks like it was developed for the light phone. You can even download translations. That's kind of cool. Like, again, this is something that I think the community is going to allow to be able to fill the gaps where light may not be developing as fast, right? So you have a stopwatch. Look at that. It looks great because it has that design interface from the light phone. And I'm really happy about that, right? So now having that for the Light Flip, for the Light Phone 3, having those community tools is going to make this even better. So great device, really happy about it. You can check it out in the description. You can check it out in the links. Now you have another one, which is also coming later this year. You can pre-order it now, is the Dumber Mini. So the Dumber Mini is actually this device that I have right here. And as of yesterday, I received the unit that works in the United States. I had this unit before, but it didn't work. But then Retro Jake from Returning Retro, he was able to do some magic on his end. I sent it to him, and then he returned it to me fully working. So now we have this beautiful device. I actually really enjoyed just the overall feel of the device. It's very light, very nice in the hand. And my favorite thing is that it works with a D-pad. As you see right there, everything is navigated with the D-pad, right? And yeah, it's just super exciting to see a device like this here in the States. So now this device will work in the United States with T-Mobile only. I've been trying to figure out a way to test it with Verizon and AT&T, but so far I have been unsuccessful. Here's like, for example, PodLP, one of my favorite apps, like the podcast app. I love podcasts. I listen to podcasts a lot. So this is another device that, is kind of like going, it's kind of preloaded with all of these podcasts. I don't listen to all of these podcasts. These are just kind of like the home screen that you get whenever, I think it's sorted by popularity, most likely. So yeah, it's kind of exciting, to see this development. So this device, here, let's go into armchair umbrella right there. I don't even know what this is. I've never heard of this podcast. But yeah, you can play and you can, do whatever it is that you want. So excellent device. Very nice to use. I'm using it on US Mobile. So I've used it with regular T-Mobile, and I use US Mobile, so it should work with every MVNO. I'm going to put a link to this phone in the chat as well, so you can get it. And if you use my link, as always, I try to secure discounts for the community, so you can get a little bit of a discount. Not a lot, but it's just like $10 or something like that for your pre-order. So you can also use the code Jose Dumbphones or _Dumbphones on the checkout, and you can get like that $10 discount. Just helps you. That kind of like pre-ordering it, but super excited about this device because it has a lot of features that, it's a smartphone, right? Like, it's a smart device with a keypad, but I've always been a proponent that the smaller the screen is, the better it is just overall. And just it's going to attract you less, right? So like the smaller the screen, the smaller the amount of distraction, in my opinion. So having a small screen is not going to most likely, you know, encourage you to go visit websites like YouTube or social media. And if you ever feel tempted, one thing that I love about this device is that you can go to the settings and you can go to the app blocker, as I'm doing right here. You have to set up a pin. Let's just continue without the pin right now. And then you can add blocked apps or permanently block apps. If you permanently block an app, so for example, right there, Android Auto, Android keyboard, you know, beeper, that kind of stuff, whatever. If you permanently block an app, you cannot revert that unless you make a factory reset, which is a very high cost in my opinion, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing that. So I personally think that this is, let me punch in a little bit. It's a little, so you can see a little better. There you go. That should be better. So yes, so if you want to permanently block an app, you could do that. And the only way to come back from the dead, you know, is essentially to factory reset. And that's a very high price that I don't think a lot of people will do. So even if you were to install, let's say, Instagram on this device, and you're like, oh, I'm spending too much time, you can permanently block it, or you can block it with a pin, which is very good. Like, you know, that functionality is something that is unique to this device because they built it from scratch with Lineage OS. It's also very private. You don't have regular Google Play services. You have something called Micro G here. And I really like that. So you get access to pretty much all of the other things like Android Auto, like, you know, all of those conveniences. Plus, you can disable a lot of those updates if you don't want them. So I think this device is definitely one of the winners for 2026. Personally, my ranking as of right now is Dumber Mini, Dumbphone 2. So for those of you who have been following, the Dumbphone 2 is a great device as well. I'll put a link in just a second. They're a great company mainly because they build a lot of software to it. Like, you know, they add a lot of little things, little experiences and improvements, if you will, that I have come to appreciate a lot, honestly. So that's probably number 2. And yeah, I'm trying to think of top 5. Then you have maybe the Mudita Compact. I think it's still there, you know, in like top 5. Sidephone, yeah, definitely. Especially now with the T9 system. So, new update, nice. Okay, well, there you go. We have a new update. Let's download it and use it. So we'll get to that. But now with the T9, right? So you don't have to navigate with the touchscreen. Now you can use the keypad, which is very much appreciated. I definitely enjoy that and definitely appreciate that more than. So these 3 definitely. And then on the premium category, you have the Lightphone 3 with the SDK and the community tools, and the Mudita Compact probably would be the next one. So yeah, that's where we're at so far for 2026. Okay, let's see. Also, make sure to put your questions. We're gonna start questions in about 2 minutes, at least for the first Q&A. But let me put some of those links. Let's do Dumbphone 2 link. I'll do a showcase in a little bit, so a little bit later. This one is definitely the most affordable, although there are some, I don't know, unfortunate things, like you have the reality, I guess, at the very least, the reality that the Dumbphone 2, you need the plan from the Dumbco company, right? So you're more restricted, but their software really shines, so it's very, very good. Let me put a Sidephone link as well if you have been interested in that. So Sidephone, and these will be in the description as well. So whenever you're back, maybe you're watching a specific section, you know, we can get to that. Okay, we'll stop for news right here on the Dumber Mini. So there you go. And we'll see if you have any questions. So let's go for it. So okay, all right. Let's see. Cousin Greg says, hey, did you see the Dumbphone 2 voice to text update? Yes, I have. I can showcase it in just a second. It's actually pretty good. I had known about it before because I was at their headquarters. So I got to talk to them and see some of the stuff that's coming down the pipeline. But yeah, super excited about that. Actually, I can put the Dumbco website here. So Dumbphone 2, it's a flip phone, you know, and it has very customized software, you know. So if you like customized software, this is something that's very good. Now let's see more questions. Have you tried the Mulita Compact? Yes, I have. You can watch a review. So you can go to YouTube and put Jose Briones Mudita, and I have plenty of videos about that. So I have the Compact, the latest update a month ago, the 1.5 update, Mulita Compact sideloaded apps, Mulita Compact review between the iPhone 3, Mulita Compact review e-ink for days. That was a year ago since, you know, I started this. This device has been out for a year and a little bit. A great device. Love it. I think it's one of the best in my opinion. So go for it. Yeah, absolutely go get it. And if you've been looking for e-ink, that is, right? Next question, Jeff says, do you anticipate big companies like Google, Samsung, Apple to release a phone with QWERTY BlackBerry type of keyboard? I don't. And the reason why, I guess we can talk about this, is because there are other, number one, I think people underestimate the amount of money it takes to create a good QWERTY keypad. We can see it with the Unihertz Titan Elite. A lot of you have asked me to review it, and I won't. And the reason why is because Unihertz has broken so many promises that until they start correcting those promises, I don't trust them. So I'll give you an example. Back in, I think it was February, they said that Android 16 was going to come to the Jelly Star. I don't know if it has. But, 2 days ago, perfect. I bring news. Jelly Star Android 16 update delay. So this is back in February. They said like, hey, this device is going to be, you know, like updated, yada yada yada. And essentially 6 months ago, here it is, Jelly Star will receive Android 16. Yay, great, awesome. And everybody's like, at the time, right? Everybody's like, yeah, they're listening. Wow, that's awesome. It's going to come in April. This is great. I mean, we're really happy. This device hasn't seen any love or any support from Unihertz in a long time. And that's awesome, right? But then they got delayed. Understandable. Got delayed again. Okay, fine. Got delayed again, you know, and stuff like that. And now it's like, wait, that's the same message like last time. Well, they have so far provided 0 security updates. How can they provide updates till 2027 with how much effort? Just release Android 16 somewhere in December. Won't have to work to provide security updates until 2027 when we release Android 16 with the final patch in December. Baffles me they promised April release and we're coming up on August. Some issues, you know, cause a 4-month delay. Doesn't seem like some, right? Like it's some issues, you know, like I don't know what's going on here. You are not really. So as a company, I don't necessarily trust them anymore. I used to maybe be like, well, you know, they're kind of like a small company. They have different whatever. So yeah, I'm not going to review it. I'm not going to give my money. I purchase every device I review. And because I purchase every device I review, I want to be honest and say to people, hey, I think you should invest your money on this company, right? Or say, no, this company sucks and they are not going to support you. And I don't think it's worth your money, right? I make sure that I purchase every device to be able to be honest with people when they ask me, you know, should I purchase this device? And sometimes my opinion changes. It's not to say like, you know, sometimes I put something in my review and maybe 3 months later, my opinion changes. So when somebody asks me on the comments, when somebody asks me in Gmail, you know, like they send me an email and they're like, hey, do you still think this? And I'm like, no, I actually have changed my mind. And that's what happened with Unihertz. I used to be a big supporter of them because I'm like, they're making niche devices. We should support them. It's good. But now the reality is that the competition has caught up and is way better. And there are better alternatives. So for example, Clicks Communicator, right? Coming later this year. So the Clicks Communicator It's a more expensive device, yes, but it has a better keyboard. It's actually going to get updates, and it's actually going to get support. And I think if you're going to spend money on a QWERTY keyboard device, you either get the Clicks communicator, and I know this is going to be a hot take, but you probably could get the minimal phone too, which I know that this device has been in the works for a year and a half, right? And I'm very happy that this company has a lot of issues. Let's be clear. The MP01 had a lot of issues. However, over time, they have tried to do what's best in their ability. They're not perfect. They have left people behind. But I think the issues that they had with the Minimal Phone 1 are going to be completely different. And the developer that's behind it, very good developer, Charlie, she has been doing, I hope I don't know if, I think Charlie travels, so I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. I've only seen the emoticon. I've never seen like a actual picture, but I'm going to assume it's she. And she's great, right? So it's been an amazing developer. And I'm sorry if I get the pronoun wrong. If maybe it's a he, and then I'm like, oh, dang. So I'm sorry, Charlie, if I got your pronoun wrong. But that developer has been amazing and communicative. Like, they have a new page. I think it's on minimalcompany.dev. Yes. And this person has like single-handedly. Oh, okay, Charlie. I still don't know if, the emoticon here is not better to decipher the pronoun, but that's not important. A good developer, it doesn't matter, who it is, a girl or guy, they're great. But MP01 updates, right? Android 15 on the MP01 is around the corner. All new minimal launcher, widget support, reordering, quick settings, like open emoji, minimal settings. Fixing the server unreachable. This is a big issue, a lot of people have whenever they're making a call, right? But this is the kind of thing that I appreciate that is now happening in this company, and something that I told them long ago, right? I always talk to these companies. I always try to give them advice and say hey, just communicate. Literally, just communicate. And that goes for Unihertz. I'm sorry if I'm going on a rant, but I'm saying Unihertz is a massive company. And the reason why I'm not reviewing their device is because I don't trust them anymore, and they don't give me any reason to trust them. So until that changes, I'm not going to trust them. Now, the original question was Google, Samsung, Apple, are they going to release QWERTY keyboards? No, they're not interested in this. And it goes back to something that I have always said. They're interested in your time. They're interested in your money. And a smaller screen that provides less distractions is of no interest to them. Period. Apple, Google, Samsung, all they want is for you to spend more time on your phone so that they can extract more data from you, so that they can train their AI to sell you more stuff. So no, they are not releasing a smaller screen device because it doesn't help their bottom line. Case closed. Just FYI. And I'm sorry. I wish surprise me. Make me eat my words, Apple. Make me eat my words, Samsung and Google. Go ahead, release a QWERTY keyboard. I think people would love that. I would love it myself, because it's oh wow, we're getting all of these interesting form factors from different companies. But I just don't see that happening, because they know that the great majority of people want to purchase something that is a full screen to enjoy their entertainment device. There you go. All right. The next question is, isn't the screen OLED? I feel like that is worth it if that's the case. I think you're referring to the light phone. Yes, this screen is OLED. Let's see specifications right here. The screen is 2.8 OLED 480 by 640. So yes, it's pretty good, actually. I think it's an OLED screen, black and white, it really helps. So I really think it's a good thing. Okay, next question. Does the iPhone Flip have a touch screen? I couldn't tell from the commercial if it's controlled all by buttons. It's all by buttons. I don't know if it says it here, but they confirmed that it was all non-touch. So this is a non-touch screen, 2.8 OLED screen. Next question. Let's see. I want one, but I do not want to wait almost a year for it. I get that. I personally understand that, and maybe you can pre-order later in the year. I think the price is going to stay at that. I don't think it's going to go up like it did on the Lightphone 3. And the reason is because I think, as far as I remember, this device has been, stripped down of certain things like the touchscreen, like, extra hardware features that make it more expensive or more difficult to procure that component. So I think it's going to be best for a lot of people, just kind of like waiting for it. And I love the design. I think the design is excellent. So, okay. Let's see. So yeah, I think just pre-order later. I don't think you have to pre-order now, but just kind of like keep it in the back of your head, and you're like, oh yeah, this device is coming out maybe in like 4 months. I'll pre-order it now. But of course, that also puts you lower in the shipping time, right? So May 2027. Right now, they're in batch 2. They already sold out the early April 2027 batch. Then batch 4 is going to be May 2027. So you may also be going further down the line. And I mean, that's maybe something that you have to kind of keep in mind. I love how this changes with the colors. I got the black one. I'm boring. But maybe I'll get the red one at some point in time. I really like the red one. I think it's quite flashy, so... Okay, next. Let's see. Have you messed around with the new Dumbphone 2 update? Yes, I'll showcase that in just a second. Wish there was a green one. True. That would be nice. I don't see why they couldn't give it round edges. It looks tons unergonomic. Yeah, that's probably true. But the one that I played around with was actually nice to hold in the hand. So, this may be a little deceiving. Maybe this is more round than you expect. It's not as sharp. Maybe that's what I'm gonna say. This is definitely sharp. The top is a little more sharper, but like the bottom is like, it was actually nice to hold. So, and again, those were early prototypes that I got to hold in my hand. So yeah. Will Dumber Mini work on Mint Mobile? Yes, I already answered that. Yes, and US Mobile as well. Yeah. Kluke says, do you think TCL will sell an unlocked version of the Flip 4 5G? No. They have carrier agreements, and I think it expires next year, if I recall correctly. So this is what carriers do. They kind of monopolize a certain phone, and they don't release unlocked versions, especially with the TCL ones. They like to have those agreements long time. Like they like to have those agreements like way ahead of time. And for a long, like, exclusivity, so that kind of stuff. So, yeah. All right. Cousin Greg, is there a place to look for D-pad optimized apps? Not currently. I think I'm going to put up a website for that. I have 2. I created 2 apps. You can put D-pad SMS and go to my GitHub and download it there. It will soon be on the... what's it called? It will soon be on the F-Droid store and all of those kind of like stores that are open source. So you can get that one, and you can go also to my profile and check out the D-pad player, which is a music player. And if you have any, somebody has an issue. Perfect. I can go and fix that later today. So yeah. So those are the 2. I'm actually going to release a 3rd one, which is a D-pad calendar. That is open source as well. So those are my projects, but there are other projects as well out there. But there is no one place, as far as I know, to host them all, like a list of all D-pad projects. Another D-pad great app for podcasting. I use this one. I think it's podlp.com. Yes, podlp.com. You can download the APK here for podlp. And it's awesome. I think it's great because, he does a great job. He has all of these available for Dumbphones, and Thomas is a great developer as well. Excellent in what he's doing. So, yeah. Okay. Next question. I think we'll create a D-pad repository. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say, Cousin Greg. Okay, let's go. Next question. Maybe someone in the chat can answer me this. I'm thinking about getting an F25, I assume a Chin F25 as my main phone. My only concern is the hardware durability. How does it hold up after some months? Do the keys get worn? No, I think it's fine. I mean, I think it's very good. and people are definitely still using their F22s and F21s. So I think if you're going to get a Chin F25, it's going to be fine. The keys are much better than the F22. They're not as great as the F21. The F21 keys were so good. I wish that they kept those personally, but I understand that hardware components sometimes go away. So yeah. Okay, next one. So yeah, go ahead and get it. My opinion. Let's see. Let's see. Sean says, have you talked about Minimal Phone 2? Yes, I have. Okay, you saw that. Yes, as you were coming in. Good. I am Jim says, I had Jelly 2 and used it for years, and I feel the same way. Yeah, I mean, the device is great. Like, I mean, it's awesome to have very mini phones, like, small devices that people can use. But whenever, whenever like they don't really update it at all, like, even no security patches or security updates. And then you have teams like the Dumber Mini people. Like, these people are updating it on patches. I think they're on like security patches for, let me check. I think the security patch that they're on is like so recent. It's like extremely recent, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Android version. Oh, there it is. Android version security update June 1, 2026. I mean, like, look, this is a team of people selling a very simple phone, right? And I can, yeah. And they have a device that has a security update as of last month. The Unihertz Jelly Star is a device that was released by a massive company that is able to produce all of these crazy different devices. Like, let's go back. Like, they have, look, they have the Jelly Star, they have the rugged ones, they have the keyboard ones, they have the super rugged ones, they have a new QWERTY one. I mean, like, this company has money, and they are not on Android 13, Android 14. This is not Android 14. This is Android 13. Is older, is more expensive, and you don't get updates. So, no, like, don't give them your money until they showcase that they care about the community and that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And their devices are great. I love the Jelly Star. I think it's one of my favorite devices that I, kind of like can recommend people, right? So, yeah, unfortunately, that's just kind of like the thing. All right. Let's see. What else? More questions. Let's see. Jabberbox, do you see the Flip becoming your daily driver over the LP3? No, I don't. Mainly, I see it becoming my work phone. So I have two things. I have a personal phone, right? That's the iPhone 3. And then I have a work phone. And the work phone varies. I cycle through different ones. Currently, I'm doing a combination of, lately I've been using the Dumbphone 2 from the people at Dumbco. Great stuff, like, what they're doing, just overall. And let me charge this because it is out of battery. Perfect. So that we can showcase some of the features. And then I've been using the Dumber Mini the last few days because, again, it's just a joy to use. I tested the Sidephone for like a day or two, but the problem with the Sidephone is that I don't see the optimizations yet on kind of like the... Let me see. This is a little bright. Sorry. Let's see. Nope. How do I... Oh. There it is. Okay. That's better. So, like, for example, as you see, I can open up and then I can navigate. And if I push down, not that one. If I push down, it gets me to my apps, right? That's great. Here, it doesn't. The launcher is not yet optimized. It may come in a future update, but as of right now, yes, no way to actually be able to use it in this manner. So it's a little bit of a bummer. I wish it was better. Once you're in the apps, it's great, but I have to do this thing of swiping up. And I hate using the touchscreen on a dumb phone. I personally don't like it. I prefer to not have to use it. So for example, like one thing that I love about the Dumber Mini is that you can access everything with the D-pad. And that's such an, underrated feature, but I love that, right? I can change the brightness of the device. I can go into the volume. I can go into the media volume, the notification volume. I can toggle the Wi-Fi on and off right there. The Bluetooth. Those are the small little things. Not having to use a touchscreen is such a nice thing. Touchscreen, you can turn it off completely. Meanwhile, on the Sidephone, I love the Sidephone. It has a great screen, better than this one, but then you're like, okay, I'm stuck. If I don't put all the apps in my home screen, I cannot access them. Those are the small details that matter. And to me, that's very important, right? So I've been using them both, but I'm like, as much as I love the Sidephone, the feeling, the device, and the screen is great, I'm like, no, I'm gravitating more towards the Dumber Mini just because it has better software for D-pad. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. But I do not see my daily driver for my personal phone going away from the Light Phone 3. I have gotten used to it at this point, and the Light Flip will have to be a lot better, for me to be like, oh yeah, that kind of stuff, right? So, but it may be my work phone. It may be my work phone, just depending on the community apps. Because I'm not going to I know a lot of people hack it and install regular Android on the Light Phone 3, and I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I didn't get into the space to go get a smartphone, So, yeah, the only time I use a smartphone is when I travel, overseas. Because my personal recommendation is always take a smartphone with you when you travel overseas, because they're extremely useful tools. Translation, apps, new things, QR codes, et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes a dumb phone will be too limited. But when you're at home, your environment, your area, that kind of stuff. So, Jabberbox work phone was the minimal phone for a while. Yeah. I actually had the minimal phone for a very long time as my work phone. But eventually the server unreachable issues for me, but mainly the screen. The screen was a little too large. I actually appreciate that their new device is so small. The footprint is so small. Let's go to X, because that's where he posts updates. Andre Yukon, I think that's how you spell it. X. Yep. Come on. What's that? CX profile without an account. Twitter viewer. There you go. Okay. Let's try this. View now. Thank you, Internet. The Internet is undefeated. You can always find a way. I hate that you have to sign into all of these stupid things. But yeah, look at how small that is. It's extremely small. I can tell you that the prototype 3D printed cat that I held a year ago was this small, and they definitely have optimized it. The keys have gotten a lot better. I think he had a picture with an iPhone 17 or something like that. I don't see it. No, but he did have one. But it was such a smaller footprint. Maybe it was on Minimal Company Instagram. There it is. No. Okay. Yeah. One of them had a very small, oh, hey, we can open a new tab. I hate this stuff, man. Like they want you to watch all these things. But like, look, it's very small. It's very small footprint. You know, like it fits in one hand. Of course, like it's QWERTY keyboard, so you'll have to use your thumbs and whatnot. But like, it's such a small device. I think the specs are already out. Maybe let's see. No, not yet. No specs out. But I remember seeing like a very, very big picture. Like it's like half the size or like 3/4 of the size of a iPhone 17. And that's like, okay, perfect. It's already a small phone. Great, awesome stuff that people can have. And they have redesigned a lot of like the UI, which is awesome, you know. So I'm really excited to see what you know, how to do that, right? So yeah, I think that the Minimal Phone 1, the screen was too large, and the Minimal Phone 2, it was just like, you know, it's just going to be a great joy to see it in person. Like, oh, this is going to be really small. So I'm super excited to see how it all pans out. Cool. Next question. A lot of questions. We're going to stop with questions in about 5 minutes. We have been going for 30 minutes of questions, so I'll do some demo for the Dumbphone too, but we'll get to that. Feli says, the Sony XP5S, what's your opinion? It's a good phone. I mean, like, if you only need the basics, here it is. If you only need the basics, like calls and texts, go for it. If you need anything more than that, don't. Like, I mean, that's what I say. I have a review. Here's like rugged basic phone. That's what I recommend. Like, if you want like something super basic, rugged, very easy to use, Sonim and also Kyocera are great. If you need to start customizing, installing different apps or whatever, I do not recommend that. I do not recommend that. So yeah. All right. Next one. Any new on the horizon from the Sunbeam team that you can mention? Yes. So Sunbeam Wireless, great company, good people. I'll put a link in the comments. And Sunbeam Wireless, love their phones, and they are looking. I've been told that they are looking for two things. So they're going to be improving. They have a lot of updates. So I recommend that you go check it out. They have been updating a lot of their apps and a lot of their phones. I actually don't have a Sunbeam anymore myself. I decided to give it away this week, actually. I hosted a giveaway on the JTech forums. It's kind of like a forum for kosher phones, because I know that a lot of people there are very interested in that kind of software. But they have been releasing, as you see, a lot of different updates. June 29 released, number link host, May 23, June 16. So they have been doing a lot of like upgrades to their device. And I will eventually get another Sunbeam. They are going to release, I've been told that they're going to release a regular kind of like candy bar style device. So I'm really excited about that. I'll see how that looks. And they are also working on updates for Signal. So Signal Messenger may be coming to the Sunbeam Wireless, and that is something that I was very happy to see. You know, I'm really excited to see. So that is something that, you know, I love that they're doing. So yeah, I highly recommend that you take a look at their page, and they are always updating their devices, and they are always releasing new features and listening to the community, which is extremely appreciated. Yeah, great devices. Let's see. Minnie says, sorry if you have covered this. Any update on your D-pad browser? I can show it to you. I'll show it in just a second, but I don't think I'll be releasing it. And the mainly because, at least in my opinion, the issue is that keeping up with a browser engine is difficult. So if I release something, it will be only with the web view that is already in the device, and that may not work with every device. But there are reasons. Like, I don't want to maintain a project that is like essentially endless. It's forever, you know. So yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out though. Okay. Let's see. Feli says, is WhatsApp working, or like, can it run WhatsApp? Yes, any of these devices can run WhatsApp. The Dumber Mini, the Sidephone, the Dumbphone 2, they all, if it has Android, it most likely can run WhatsApp. So as long as it has Android operating system, you can do WhatsApp. We're about to finish. Last questions. Does the Sidephone have Android apps? Yes, you can install Android apps on this TK-TA69. How do you bring up that panel, enable, disable on the Dumber Mini? How have I missed this? You mean this one right here? It's on the latest update. So if you're not on the latest update, you will not have this. But it is this button right here. So you bring up that, like, kind of like double click this one, and then you can, enable whatever it is, enable the touchscreen or ring mode, do not disturb, Wi-Fi hotspot, etc., etc. Boris asked if Signal for Sunbeams will be for existing phones. It'll be for the phones that have the most features. So always get the one that has the most features, and then those features probably will be added to this one. The ones that have the least amount of features, no, because again, you got a device that is explicitly limited. Okay, let's go back to Showcase. I will also do a giveaway. I just remember I do have a device that I need to give away. The previous giveaway, I have 3 devices that I need to give away. We'll do a giveaway in about half an hour. So stay tuned. Don't go for a lunch break in half an hour, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you're about to get to your lunch break. So just FYI, in like about half an hour, we'll do a giveaway. Unfortunately, USA address required, except for one of these can go to Canada. So yeah, one of these can go to Canada. The other one is definitely required USA address. I guess the other one can also go to Canada. So USA, Canada. Sorry, international. It's not my fault. It's just the US. They don't allow us to ship phones outside of the country anymore as personal people. So yeah, just it is what it is. I'll get to the giveaway. I'll get to the giveaway in just a second. I had 3 phones, and we'll go over them. Just get to the giveaway in 30 minutes. Let's do some showcasing. So whoever asked for the D-pad browser, I can show you what I have. So this is what I have so far. I haven't touched this. Luke, what you missed is that they might be releasing Signal in the future. So that's what's going to do. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so let me show you the browser. Okay, so browser. This is D-pad browser. It is a browser that is built with WebView because I don't have to update it, and everything works with the D-pad. As you see right there, boom, it's awesome. I personally enjoy it so much. So it goes to DuckDuckGo by default because it's easier to use. Ooh, this got really dark. Let me see what happened. That's better. Okay, cool. So it goes to DuckDuckGo because DuckDuckGo really uses better the engine. So in all of the websites, try to load a very basic version. Yeah, so let's do hello, and then let's do search. There it is. And as you see, everything is focusable, so you can navigate without having to use the touchscreen, which is something that I want to do with every single app, and you should know exactly where you are. And here you have hello. Daily Royal, Celebrity, Fashion, and Beauty. And you can open that. Let's try to open it. Oh, it's not opening it. I'm going to have to fix that. But let's just open it here. It's not opening it. Huh. Or maybe it's loading. No, it will show something else. Oh, there it is. Of course, I opened the YouTube link. Let's try again. Let's try. I don't know why it's not opening that link. Let's try HelloFresh. Okay, HelloFresh is opening. So now you are in a page that usually wouldn't have any navigation, but because I have coded it in a way that it tries to get any navigation. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you have to get that down, and now you can go. It tries to find the next focusable item. Let's go again so I can show you. So you go to HelloFresh. And then eventually it will let me on the web page. Come on. Yeah, there it is. So now you can focus. Oh my gosh, why is it returning? I don't know why it's returning. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try Merriam-Webster. That may be easier. Okay, cool. There you go. You have a noun. And then again, it tries to find the next focusable item. And you can navigate without having to touch the touchscreen. That's kind of like the innovation, quote unquote. Yeah, that's kind of like the innovation, quote unquote. And it tries to go as much as possible all the way down, you know, and like tries to navigate without issues. But of course, these pages are very big, so they will not be the most optimized. The goal is also to try to create redirections so that it tells the device, hey, like I don't need all of this information. I only need the easy to use information like bookmarks, you know, that kind of stuff. There's also, let's see, some options that I have added to this. Find in page, reader mode, which is how you should do everything in a Dumbphone, in my opinion, whenever you don't have a touchscreen. And then it will eventually load, hopefully. And then you have bookmarks, add a bookmark, history, share, copy link, and dark mode. So if you want to use that. And again, it just kind of like helps you navigate through the different things without having to use the touchscreen, which works in some websites, but it's not going to work in other websites. Yes, C9 app works well with browsers. I agree. The C9 is kind of like, and this is why I'm probably not going to release this project. I don't necessarily see a viable usage to it. Just due to the fact that, let me delete this. Just due to the fact that it's not as useful and it requires way more time. But then you have D-Pad SMS, which is an application that I have been improving a lot. And this app is for text messaging. So you can add your text messages and essentially send them, and it's all D-Pad navigable. And you also have the music player. This one crashed yesterday, also I was using it. But yeah, you know, it allows you to look through for everything, albums, and allows you to change the theme as well. So you have different ways, and there it is. It crashed. I need to fix something. I don't know what's going on that it's crashing it. But I have D-Pad player, D-Pad SMS, and D-Pad browser. But my latest app that I will showcase to the world, that I will publish, is D-Pad Cal. And D-Pad Cal is a calendar that allows you to get the permissions and everything and add events and do it all in a way that it's understandable for a dumb phone and easy to use, as you see right there. You can also change the color, and you can put reminders and everything. And this is what I've been doing on my free time to do that. I do have to fix a lot of things on this one, but yeah, you know, it's kind of like some of the things. So D-Pad Cal, D-Pad SMS, and D-Pad Player are probably the only three apps that I'm going to keep updated. But in the meantime, you know, it is what it is. Oh yeah, one more thing. Somebody mentioned that the Sunbeam phones now come. Sorry. Now come with a 2-year warranty, which is awesome. I think that's excellent for a dumb phone, you know. Let's see. Okay, this is the Dumber Mini for those of you asking. So this is the Dumber Mini, and this was the Sidephone. Oh, something happened. Oh, it closed the cable. Our friend the cable is acting up today. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay, it crashed. Let's try it again. Sorry, y'all. And there you go. Camera. Okay, where's the live view? Live view, there it is. Okay, okay, good. Now let me take off the... Perfect. Yeah, so Sidephone and then Dumber Mini right here. So yeah, if you're into those devices. Yeah, so you know, good devices right here. I think somebody asked any non-touchscreen fully capable smartphones. The Dumber Mini is the closest one. To be honest, it's probably one of the best. So yeah, just my opinion. Now let me do a demo of the texting on the Dumbphone 2. So the Dumbphone 2, let me up that brightness because we're going to need that. Display, brightness. Yep, 100%. Perfect. All right, so this is the Dumbphone 2 by Dumbco. Great company. Really recommend them. They're always updating things. Actually, let's check if they have an update for today. And they don't have an update for today. We're already updated for this. So they have added traditional T9, which is a great app. Oh, no. They add what they called Dumb Keys, which is based on traditional T9. And what they have done is now you can text people. So you go there. And they have a T9 fully predictive text engine. So you can put like, hello, you know, see right there. Here, give me a second. Okay, let me just add something. Dumb line, there you go. Oh. Oh, I don't have a SIM card. That's why. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to showcase it in a different way then. Let me go to the Notes app. Did I sideload? File Manager. That should work. Let's go to... I don't know what to do. Let me just give me a second. I'm going to go to a specific app. I think this should... Oh, not install. Perfect. Okay, Spotify settings, music, Neo Store, browser. Let's go to browser. Okay, here it is. So I'll show you what it looks like. So right here you have, you know, T9, and you can type, right? You can also do voice to text, or you can change to English, and triple click capital, as you see. If you prefer triple click, then you have 1, 2, 3. So the numbers show up. And then you have T9, which is, you know, kind of like the much improved version. But you can also press the start key and do this. Hello, this is Jose, and I am doing a test on the TCL Flip 2 by Dumbco with their customization for voice to text. And there it is. I mean, hello, this is Jose, and I am doing customization. It said Dumbco instead of Dumbco, but that's okay. It's not going to get it 100%. Flip 2, boom, 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 doing a test, yada, yada, yada. So their customization for the voice to text is very good. And I'm really happy to see that this feature is now available for people, you know, and of course you can do that. and of course you can browse stuff, right? So, yeah. So this is the Dumbco. Let's go back because the browser is going to definitely kill the battery. And you have like, contact sync. I added 2 of my applications. Then you have DumbCal, and then they just introduced Smart Calendar right here. I haven't tested it yet, but you're supposed to use a code. You're supposed to go to google.com/device, and it's going to tell you like, hey, enter this code. And then you can link your Google Calendar to this. So they're also developing that. They also have Signal, which is as a third party, not as a, well, not a third party, but like as a secondary device, not as a primary device, but you can still text and do that kind of stuff. They created a podcast app. You can also sideload PodLP if you like. I personally like PodLP a little better, but as you see right there, you can add your podcasts. You can have the Neo Store. This is the Maps version. Again, a lot of good customizations, and all they ask is that you stay with them, for a certain amount of time with their plan to get their features because it's their software, right? So I definitely think that's a fair thing to ask. Although, of course, if you want a better experience or quote unquote better experience, then you can do the Dumber Mini because it's more open source and backed by the community, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. Does anyone know if the Dumbphone 2 has Signal support yet? Yes, I just show you. So I'm not going to show you my texts, but let me see. If there's nothing incriminatory or I don't think so. Yeah, let me delete this one just so that her name is not out there. Yeah, let me delete that conversation. Yeah, so here's Signal. And as you see, I'm part of a group chat called GeoPhase 2. And you can look at your text messages. You can also compose a message and your contacts will come up. Let me see. Yeah, it's going to load your contacts. I'm not going to show my contacts for obvious reasons. And yeah, you have like your text messages right there. You can enter, you can text, that kind of stuff. I am not leaking top secret light flip info yet, but Signal is available on the Dumb Flip. You just have to sync it with a smart device before. Giveaway in 20 minutes, by the way, or 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes, just for those keeping tabs. Let's see. Check Sunbeam. How is this experience on the Dumbphone with Android 14 instead of Dumber OS? I don't know what you mean. The Dumber OS is based out of Android 14. Maybe I did not explain myself. Like Dumber OS is on this device. So Dumber OS is the one that I'm using. What do we need to do for the giveaway? Oh, you will see. It will tell you right there, and then you have to type something like /entry or something like that, or entry ! Something like that. Don't do it right now. Don't spam the chat. But eventually, you'll get instructions, and then it will tell you which phones I'm going to give. So I have 2 phones and 1 other device if people are interested. My wife is always asking me to get rid of phones, and and I like to get back to the community, so it's kind of like a win-win, for both of us. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. Let's do something fun in the meantime that we wait. What are these called? S tier lists. Tier maker, there it is. That's what it's called. I just want to make a tier. How can I, no? Okay. I don't know how this works. Tier maker open source. There you go. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Nope, that's not. I just want to why can we make a tier? I don't want to download an app. Why do I have to download an app? What the heck, man? Okay. Okay, there you are. That's all I needed. Okay, cool. Let's see. So I'm going to put all of the dumb phones that are in the market currently in this. But I don't think... Do I have to upload every time? I do have to upload. Okay, give me a second. Let me see. Can I? No, I will have to upload too many things. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay, let me just go to the Dumbphone Finder. I'll do it via the Dumbphone Finder. The Dumber OS lacks Google Wallet capability, though. I mean, yes, but I mean, so? I mean, I don't know. Let me say this respectfully. Unless you live in a country that requires some sort of digital identification, like Sweden, we still have physical cards. We still have physical cards. Just use a wallet. It's not that big of a deal. It's better to sacrifice convenience just a little bit. Oh, open Microsoft Paint. That's a good idea. I can just do it on this website. Here, let me expand this. Okay, that's too light. Yes. So again, just don't make it difficult, guys. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we have survived worse. You can bring your card on your wallet. It's not that big of a deal. Like, Google Wallet, yes, it's convenient, it's nice, it allows you to do all of these things, it's amazing, but you can figure it out. You can figure it out. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. All right, we're going to do a fun activity in the meantime that we wait for the giveaway. So A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and then F tier. All right, let's see if we can copy paste images here. All right, so let's start with dumb phones that are, oh, I can do it from here, maybe. Yes, let's see if that's possible. So Lightphone 3, let's start with the Lightphone 3. Yes, whoa, massive. Okay, okay. We're gonna make it really small. Whoa, that's really blurry. Whoa, that's blurry. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. There it is. No, it has to be smaller. Sorry. Okay. Lightphone 3, where does it belong? Well, first of all, actually, I like to do this. I like to see what do people actually think. This is something. Let's see. I know that I can make a poll. Really like the pics I sent from my dumb phone. That's good. That's good. That was good. That was good. Let me make a poll. Because I'm actually interested to see. I mean, there's 40 of you, so there should be some varied opinion here. And I want you to take into consideration, like, let's see, Streamlabs. Here it is. Streamlabs, log in with YouTube, my account, this account. I think I can create a poll. I'm pretty sure it's possible. And let's see, chat box. Oh, I think I can do it without this thing. Can I engage with your audience? There it is. Start a poll. Lightphone 3 tier? Question mark. We're going to add options. S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier. Oh, it only allows me 4 options. Fine. We'll do it all the way up until C. That actually gives us more space. So yeah, that's fine. I don't necessarily think there are many Here, let me erase this. Only 4 options. That's kind of lame. All right. Luckily today I have time. It's going to be an extra long live stream. And we'll do the giveaway in 15 minutes, by the way, 14. So just stay tuned. So since this only allows us S tier, A tier, B tier, and C tier. Perfect. All right, let's see what you guys think. I created a poll. iPhone 3 tier, S, B, you know, like S, A, B, C. S tier. Okay, some I actually don't think it's S tier myself. But well, some of you think so. Is it because of the price? Seven votes. All right, we'll wait until maybe like 20 people have voted. Didn't lose any money on it, S tier. All right, there you go. Some votes right there. I want overall, you know, I just want you to think overall, right? And yeah, overall, what would you rank it as, right? So, you know, some people are like, if you want to explain why, you know, you put it on there, like, you know, it's up to you. Yeah, S tier, A tier, B, A, B, C, you know. So I think personally, I'll close it maybe when it reaches 15. Seems like some of you are just listening, which is okay. No worries. Okay, 14 votes, one more, and then we'll close it. It's kind of split. Well, the majority split. Like, you know, some people are B tier, A tier. So, all right, we'll close it in just a sec. Automatic forward. Yeah, I do think automatic forwarding is like very, very good. Actually, very, very good in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, I'll close it. So we can kind of like move along. All right, so iPhone 3 tier. Many of you said A tier, 43%, S tier, 36%, B, 21%. And you got to kind of like take everything into account, right? So let's do it. My ranking personally will be A tier. So the reason why is because this is a very expensive device, you know, and like, I mean, as much as I love the device itself, and I think it's a great device, I wouldn't put it on S tier just because of the price. Now the Light Flip, that's different, you know. Anything under 300 or anything under 500, anything under, you know, that's going to last a long time, I think is a worthy investment. And I want people to not think like, oh yeah, I just want the cheapest phone. No, you do not want the cheapest phone. Trust me. But I think it's an A tier, has enough support, has great things. If it was cheaper, if it was like in the I bought it at $399. If you bought it at $399, this is an S tier device. If you bought it at $499, this is an S tier device. If you bought it at $599, yeah, that's when it starts like, you really can't, like, honestly, especially in the Dumbphone space. But I do agree, it's highly opinionated, it's highly valuable. So I agree with the majority in here that it is an A-tier device. And the price is just a lot, and I think it's not available for a lot of people. Now the Light Flip, now that's different. That's going to be something else. So, you know, it's going to be very, 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 very good, in my opinion. Okay, next device is let's create another poll, Dumber Mini. So Dumber Mini, S tier, A tier, B tier, or C tier. Let's see what you guys think. I will go find a picture of the Dumber Mini from the Dumbphone Finder. I'll put it here. Yes. Whoa. Massive. There you go. Which one is it? The community says I have no idea what this is. Okay, I don't know. Okay, cool. All right. S tier, A tier. Ooh, A. Oh, a lot more. Some opinions here. 15 votes. Okay, some more votes this time around. Good. 17. Yeah. I own a Dumber Mini. Literally changed her life. Okay, yeah. Oh, more votes. More votes. Good. Good. This is good. I like to override the poll, Jose. It's S tier. Well, I mean, like, this is the opinion. I want to see the opinions of the people, right? And then I'll give my opinion, right? Like, so I put a check mark where I agree with the community. And, this is a good thing. Some people haven't used it, right? So, yeah. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Headphone jack. Ooh. Oh, man, that's a good one. All right, let's see. We're going to end the poll now. Pretty good amount of votes. Most of you said A. I'm going to disagree with you all. I'm going to put an S tier. So I think that I do agree that if it had, check mark right there. Oh, no, actually X, because I disagree with you all. So you said A tier. The community said A tier. I said S tier. I really think that the price and the features and the support and the open sourceness of it all, and it allows for a lot of these, like, again, they're constantly upgrading and fixing and doing and improving. I really think that it's an S tier because of that. And they iterate so quickly that I do appreciate that. Now, I think the accessibility point is what makes it makes it jump over the A tier, right? Like, it's just like, it's $200, right? Most dumb phones are above that. This is pretty affordable. It has decent hardware, and they're constantly fixing things and making it better. Now, maybe one of the bugs really affects you, and that makes it A tier or B tier for you, right? I wish the materials were a little bit more premium. But again, for $200, it's extremely accessible for everybody, and I think that's very important. I think that's very important. Accessibility matters a lot for a lot of people. Yeah, and accessibility is one portion, but compatibility and feature set is another. And I think that you can make it Google friendly or not Google friendly, so you have that ability to use this device in the way that it suits you best. And I think that matters to a lot of people. So I really put it there. Yeah. Okay. Next one is going to be the Sidephone. Can I end the poll? Did I end the poll? Yes, I ended the poll. Okay. Next one. Start a poll. Sidephone S-A-B-C. Start the poll. Let's see what you guys think. I think we'll be in the same one here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that. And we are here comparing. We're comparing to other dumb phones, right? Like, there is no quote unquote S tier device. An S tier device will need a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Ability to be able to use the software free, like be really accessible in price. So yeah, I agree with that take, that the Dumber Mini is an S tier compared to other dumb phones because of those things, but there is no currently S tier. Yeah. So, very split on the Sidephone, A and B, very close. I like this. I like opinions, like this is something that is important. It's quite important. So good. 15 votes. We'll see if some other people vote. That's good. It's quite exciting, though. Yeah, it's quite exciting. All right. Let's see. bum, bum. This is an interesting one because you can go back to my comments like when this device was thought about being released, and you can find out a lot of the things that were yeah, like a lot of the things that were like you just talked about, like I talked about them, or like, you know, I said like don't do this, and you know, a lot of you have been saying this. So yeah, let's see it. All right, ending the poll now. Most of you say A tier, and I would agree in principle, you know, but oh, whoa, this is massive. Okay, let's reduce the size. I agree in principle. However, unfortunately, the Sidephone is going to be on the B tier. I agree with like the slight minority here. And there are just a few things. So most of you said A. The community said A. We do not agree on this one, but it's a slight majority. And the reason why is many of you mentioned it. It is the tile system. Although the tile system is cool, I do think it's nice to have different options, right? Like, you know, you can detach this and do the different options. The problem, in my opinion, is that it fails to deliver where it matters for a lot of people. So backlit keys, many of you said it. Hardware quality of the keypad itself. I really think that it could be A tier if they focus on the quality portion and they try to develop one tile that is like the gold standard. And then after they have perfected that, they go to the next one. I can see it already on my D-pad T9 tile. This is the tile that should have come default, but I can show you. And this is why it goes in the B tier. Sorry. I don't know if it's very much appreciated, but like this key right here, it's already like loose, like a little bit loose, not too loose that I'm concerned, but loose enough that I'm like, wait, I got this like this week. And I already see signs of like wear and tear or pressing a little bit deeper. Now, I will say that these keys, the keys on the D-pad version, the classic keypad that they're calling, are better than the original keys. These keys are better. So they improved a little bit on the pressing and like depth. But I already see like, I don't know if you can see it, but you see how like that's moving right there. I don't like that. And that's just something that doesn't happen when you put the keypad more securely. Like you can see it right here as well. Oh, sorry. Right? You can see some press and some give, but it's much sturdier because it's built permanently. Now, there is something to say that, hey, if this one fails, I had to get a whole new phone. If this one fails, I had to get an accessory. I have to get an accessory that replaces it. So there is a little bit to say about that. So I personally think like this classic keypad is definitely better than the other keys, but they need to continue improving on the quality of the individual keys. And I think it can make it to an A tier if they continue to do updates and maybe, you know, like provide more value. Then it can go into maybe like A plus, you know, or S tier. But accessibility is important, as I said before, and also like improve the quality of the keys, bring a backlit keyboard if it's possible. I doubt that it's possible. It's a decision that they made a long time ago. I wish that they improve on the quality of the keys, and that as these tiles continue to get better and better, they're able to pack them a little bit more. I don't know how they're going to put like a circuitry board here that draws enough power from the magnetic keys in order to get the other stuff. But the other part of the phone, like, I mean, all of this It has a nice heft. I love the screen. It's one of my favorites. Personally, I think it's excellent. Way better than many other dumb phones, like, when it comes to resolution wise. But they need to really figure it out a way to make these keys better. I wish that was the case. I wish that I could give them an A tier, but as of right now, until they figure that out, it's going to remain in the B tier. Dumbphone 2 / TCL Flip 2. Next one in the comparison. Let's see what you guys think. Dumbphone 2. Create a poll. Dumbphone 2 from Dumbco. S, A, B, or C. All right, let's see what you guys think. I'll answer a few questions in the meantime. Let's see if you guys have any other questions. The Sidephone was reviewed by Mr. Who's the Boss. Yeah. I saw that video. I saw that. I mean, I'm really happy. Like, I think it's going to bring, more people into the Dumbphone community, and that's great. Yeah. So I think it's very important. TCL2 has Android. No, not KaiOS. Ooh, a lot of you think B. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I would like to know your reasoning for those of you who have said B. Yeah, I like to know the reasoning for B. Since it's winning. Somebody said C tier. Whoa, that's an opinion I like to hear too. Will these phones work in Israel? Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, will they work? Yes, but delivery. Yeah, delivery is like the thing that you need to figure it out. I would reach out to the company specifically. So, yeah. We can talk about the Commodore in just a second. T-Mobile is locking down their network, possibly preventing these phones from working on the network. Yeah, that's true. So T-Mobile won't be able to prevent every phone, but they will be able to prevent some phones. So that's something to keep in mind, yeah. Although the TCL Flip 2 from Dumbphone does work with other networks once it's unlocked. So that's kind of like something. Okay, let's end the poll. 5 more minutes and we'll do a giveaway, by the way. All right. Many of you thought B. I understand why, but I'm going to give it an A. Massive. My gosh. Okay. Man, these are massive files. So this is the Dumbphone 2. There it is. You thought that this was a B tier. I definitely understand that take. I do not understand the C tier take. That's definitely beyond me. But for $20, I mean, what do you have to lose, right? So $20 works here in the United States. Technically works abroad once it is unlocked. So you need 4 months of unlocking it, right? They ask you to stay there for 4 months, and then you can unlock it, and then you can use it. But one thing that I definitely think is best is that this device is very well optimized. I mean, like, they have created apps that are specifically made for the phone. They're constantly bringing new features. Now, I understand the B because it's not meant to be your primary phone. It's meant to be a companion device to your smartphone. And I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. So I don't necessarily. Yeah. So I'll put a link in you actually get a discount if you buy through my link. So if you want to use my link, I would appreciate that. I think you get like $10 off, something like that. So just FYI. But for $20, like, I mean, there it is. You can purchase on that Stripe link. I think you get $10 off. Yes, and $10. So $20 all together. I mean, like it's pretty good. So this phone technically works in other areas once it's unlocked. So, you know, they're selling you a very cheap phone, but what they're asking in return is that you sign up with their plan, which is understandable. I really think it's a decent business model. You can go to their FAQ here. Questions, right? Like, you know, so they have questions. What does it do? How does it work? How much does it cost, right? So the total cost is $20 up front, but then you have to buy one of their plans. So you can buy the dumbest plan, the dumber plan. So let's say 4 months of $26 a month, or 25 just for easy math. That's $100 plus $20. Your total cost is $120. Oh, you can actually see a phone demo. Oh, look at that. They have some videos. But yeah, so, you know, after you unlock it, you can use it with other carriers yourself. You may lose some functionality. I think they have it here. New signal, new calendar, new voice to text. Again, they're constantly building things. And what they're asking is that you use their service, right? To keep their software, to keep using all of their stuff. And kind of like using so it's our custom DumbOS software on the Dumbphone 2 is only available with an active Dumbco plan. Without our phone plan, most core features of DumbOS won't work. And I think that's fair. You know, it is their software, and they're making it available pretty inexpensively. So I don't like the lock-in, and that's why I understand that some of you put it on the B tier, that this like locked in. But I would like to see more people using it and testing it out. So yeah, after you unlock it, it works with most networks here in the United States, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, at least with MVNOs. But you have to wait until unlocking it. And yeah, again, it just takes time, right? So it's one of those things that they have a student discount. I mean, again, they're trying to make it so that you stay with them, right? And I don't necessarily love the lock-in, but I do think it's fair. They're providing you a decent phone. I mean, if you go buy a regular TCL Flip 2 and you try to do all of these customizations yourself, it's not cheap. So let's go look for a unlocked TCL Flip 2. It's at least $100. Right there, $119. So you want to get a TCL Flip 2, same device, $120. So that's none of the software, none of the already customized things. And it's on sale, so it's $129 actually. So I really think that for what they're offering to you, you pay them the plan, and then you get to use it with your own network afterwards, you know, unlocked. I mean, I think it's worth it. So it's just my 2 cents. I think it's an A tier for that reason, because of all the software that they're building. And if you decide to stick around with them because it works on the same network that your other phone does, I mean, it's just a win overall. It's a pretty cheap plan, and they allow you to kind of sync with your smartphone and, you know, have all of those kind of things. So yeah, so I think it's excellent. All right, one more, and then we'll go for the. Do you think the Dumbco will unlock the Dumbphone 2 in the future? I don't think so. I think their business is trying to keep you as a customer. I don't necessarily think that they win anything from unlocking it and selling at a higher price, because they're not necessarily trying to be a hardware company. They're trying to be a software company, you know, that kind of stuff. So, can the Dumber Mini run normal Android? So Android Auto can be used as well. You can use it as is on Dumber OS as long as you have the Micro G app. So yeah, you don't need normal Android. You know, this whole thing with like Google Android, like, it's not necessary for certain things as long as you have Micro G. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, one more. Yes, let's add one more. Let's see what you guys think about the Mudita Compact. Mudita Compact. S tier, A tier, B tier, and C tier. For $100, better say more for a jelly star. Sure, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But again, the jelly star doesn't get updates. And I mean, yeah, sure, you can use any app you want, but it just depends on what you're looking for. One thing that I do like about the Dumb 2 is kind of like their community features. So one thing that they're doing, I can show you, is they have this app called Quack. And you can see what other people are saying nearby. It's kind of like a local, geographically bound Twitter feed. Where is it? Quack. I don't see it. Is it down there? OP. Oh, you have to have a SIM card on. Yes, for the Quack feature to show up. Here, let me put in my SIM card. Let's see what you guys think. E-Ink alone gets them into A tier. Oh, that's fair. C votes, yeah. I want to see these C vote explanations. Please give me an explanation. Like, I don't necessarily think any of the phones that we have discussed today are C tier, but up to you. I mean, like, change my mind. I'll put that meme. Change my mind. The Mudita Compact is S tier. Change my mind. Mudita Compact. Let's see, 29, 50% of you A tier. I think A tier is definitely fair. You know, it's kind of like it's fair. Dumbphone 2 support VoLTE. Yes. I mean, no phone that is in my Dumbphone Finder does not support VoLTE anymore. So whenever you go to the Dumbphone Finder, you get that for sure. So yeah, 100%, 100%. So it's very important. I mean, it's necessary nowadays. So let's see, Mudita Compact. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Maybe we'll keep adding today. So, but we'll do the giveaway first. So I can show you Quack, and then we'll do the giveaway. Let's see. Okay, let's close this thing. And the poll. Most of you thought that it was C tier. They sell expensive clocks. Well, yeah. Like, does that make their phone not worth it? The clocks are a little expensive, on the expensive side. So yeah. Most of you say A tier. I agree with you. It's a good device overall. You know, it's not perfect. It has a lot of optimization to be done. Oh, it's a check mark. Sorry. Check mark. Man, Microsoft Paint, huh? I agree. A tier. So we do have some discrepancies here, but yeah, I agree. It's an A tier device. They have a lot of support. They have updates, but they're a little slower, and mainly it's due to the fact that you have, unfortunately, you have this kind of lock-in with the E-Ink technology. E-Ink is really doing terrible things. So let's see. I can show you. Mudita works with Ryzen. Yes, it does. It does. So good question right there. Let me show you the Dumbphone 2. There it is. Oh, what happened? Oh, there it is. Okay, now we're good. So this is Quack. So Quack is like a social feature. You get to see what other people are saying. Y'all, I need a job so bad. Bartending isn't for everybody, but it might be worth it. Honestly, considering it, most schools need EA's badges. Plus, you get breaks and summers off. So they're kind of like talking to this person who is like, hey, I need a job. You know, that kind of stuff. Used to work at King Soopers, and it was good. Well, it got me on my feet. So, you know. So yeah, people can comment like randomly, and it's kind of like anonymous, but it's in your area. So you can like, you know, kind of like look into what people are saying. There used to be a social network like this called Yik Yak back in the day, but it got shut down because of people started saying random stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah. So okay, good. We you know, these are in my opinion the 5 phones that you should consider as a consumer, right? Now we could reorder a few things here depending on where you're at. So for example, if you're international, all of these are fine. Maybe the Dumbphone 2, if you're outside of the United States, may not work in your area. But the Sidephone will, like the Dumbphone Mini will, the Lightphone will, you know, that kind of stuff. But then you have the kind of like here in the United States, if you have Verizon, then you're like very limited because the Sidephone doesn't work. The Dumbphone Mini also doesn't work. Only the Lightphone, the Dumbphone 2 after you unlock it, and then the Mudita Compact work. So a lot of the conversation gets into like what works with your, you know, device. Okay, let me bring the, hey buddy, how are you? My dog's here. Oh, what a cutie. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I fell. I'm sorry. It's okay. You're okay. Everyone's okay. All right. So we do have some giveaways that people didn't claim last giveaway, and I do get tired of people not replying when they win. Crazy. Yeah, Dumbphone 2 is the only one that does. Oh, Malagas. We talked about the Jelly Star a few minutes ago. Yeah, no updates. They're delaying stuff. Okay, so now let me create this giveaway. So last time I gave away. This is for Canada. Everybody can participate on this one. This is the Unecto Snap. The Unecto Snap is a phone that is in the C tier, in my opinion. But some of you may want it. It's not a terrible phone. It still works. It's not an F tier. You know, it's not a D tier. It's a C tier. It's a workable device. Works for a lot of people. Here, let me find a picture of it. I'm going to put it on the C tier. I'm not even going to ask. Sorry, guys. This one is a C tier device. Massive. It's cool. It's a cool idea. You know, like it's a cool phone, cool idea, but definitely in the C tier. This homie belongs here. So C tier device. But some people may like it. I mean, you know, like you may want a QWERTY phone that does different things. And if that's you, cool. That's awesome, you know. So you get to figure it out if you want a device like this one. Let me go to the... Where is it? Where is it? Event list. Is it here? No, it's not here. Giveaway. Where are you? I always get lost with this, man. Like, I don't know how to do this. But I do know it's possible, so we're going to figure it out. Just give me a second. Super chat goal, man. Like so many things. I just want to do a simple giveaway. No, not there. Did they change it? Skip. Please don't do that. No. Tip. Follower. End credits. Sponsor banner. Game widget? No. Poll. Oh, I'm closer. Okay, give me a second. Giveaway. Streamlabs. Yeah, CloudBot. There it is. There it is. Okay. Recent events. That's what it's called. But I don't see that anymore. Oh, it's here. Huh. Got it. See, I always get lost. Get lost with this, man. Always get lost. Okay, let me do this. So this is open to anybody in Canada and in the United States. So you are able to do this. Let's do a giveaway. custom giveaway. It's called the Unecto Snap. Duration. Is this in minutes? Minutes. No. So we're going to allow for 5 minutes for you to join in. Unecto Snap. Confirm. And you're going to have to type entry, or I think it's entry exclamation point or exclamation point entry to enter the giveaway. And I'm going to do it now. So you have 5 minutes to do this. And you can enter now. So you can see it in the side. It says, should say something like, a Unecto Snap raffle has started. Use, oh, there it is, exclamation raffle to enter the raffle. Okay, fine. If you win, I guess we will reroll it. So Unecto Snap. It's raffle, not entry. It's exclamation raffle. Sorry, everybody. I misled some of you. Exclamation raffle. And there you go. So you have 4 minutes. 8 people have entered. And then we're going to pick a winner. So hopefully you get to win this device. I can show you what it looks like. Unecto Snap. So it's a very simple kind of like flip device right here. And essentially the novelty is the keyboard. But it's not a great phone. It's just like a novelty phone, right? It does have a cloud phone operating system, which allows you to access certain smart features, which I think is cool. But look at that, frequently returned item. Yeah, not a lot of people like to buy it. I mean, it's not super quality, but if you want it, it's yours. It's worth $70, but I get to send it to you for free. It's definitely an C tier. So, and I think the community would probably agree. So yeah. Raffle. All right. Let's see it. 15 people have entered. Do not lose. Well, if you don't want it, don't enter, you know, like, so don't diminish the chances. Some people may want to win, you know, so this is your probably best chance to win too, because whenever I run a giveaway on Reddit, it's like 400 people, you know, so like, and then maybe out of those 400, 100 sign for the Unecto Snap, or maybe 10 or 15, you know, so now you have better chances, better odds to actually do this giveaway. And we'll figure it out. If Mini Wurzel wins, he will have to relinquish because he is in the UK, and definitely this device doesn't work in the UK. So, yeah. Then I have another phone to give away, probably more exciting for some of you. And then I have a music player to give away. So hopefully that's also exciting to you all. We'll go in order of value, I think. We'll leave the last one for the most expensive. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So what else? Stay tuned always to the channel, to the different things that I do. You can also follow my Substack. So if you go to Moving Offline Substack, if you want to read some of my writing and what I'm up to, podcasts that I release, you can go here and check it out. There's a lot of articles there that you can share with your friends and family about the moving offline ideas. So there you go. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I'm sorry. Only US and Canada for now. I wish I could send it overseas, but it's really hard. So, Jose, with the Android 15 coming on MP01, wouldn't you consider it a choice for 2026, 2027? Yeah, I think it's going to fix a lot of things. So yeah, I definitely think it's a good option, you know. Yeah, once that's released, probably will make it to an A tier. But right now, I probably will say it's B tier. Actually, kind of curious to see what you guys would say. There's a lot of issues too. Like, I mean, a lot of people still not getting their phones, and I mean, I don't know how many of them are real or like a scam. You know, like people are like, oh, I never got my phone, and then they did. You know, and like I've seen that happen. All right, 20 seconds. If you want to enter the raffle, this is your time. Remember, USA, Canada only, just due to duties and taxes and fees and all of that stuff. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But yeah, and this Unector Snap still has its box. Something that not every time I can ship with the box, unfortunately. Okay, let's do it. Pick winner, and the winner is Chat TKTA69. Congratulations. Please send me an email to the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. It's right there. With a screenshot of your screen saying like, hey, you have been picked. And yeah, TKTA69. Please send me a screenshot and your comment, yay, you know, or something like that. Or thank you, right? That, and send me your address, you know, and I'll ship it to you. Usually I ship on Fridays. So tomorrow, most likely, if I get to go run a few errands today, I might ship it today. So there you go. Next device for the giveaway is the Oasis Y1. It's a music player. What is this? QVC. I'm showcasing it like it's a music player that looks like an iPod. And I got it for other reasons that I cannot disclose at the moment. But I don't need it anymore because the Y2 came out and I got that one, and you know, so on and so forth. This has been loaded with operating system called Rockbox, and it's kind of nice. So if you want any Oasis Y1, we are going to do a raffle right now. And let's see, complete giveaway. Okay, new giveaway. Y1, 5 minutes. Any Oasis Y1. Again, Canada and United States. And we're going to start the giveaway now. Oh, okay, now it's starting. And you have to type exclamation raffle to be able to enter. So there you go. Oh, good question, Radical Man. Will the Cat F21 ever release, or is the hope lost? Not anytime soon. Don't hold your breath. I think we'll get, what is it? We'll get GTA 6 before the F125, to be honest. So I think the new meme is that releasing the Cat F125 is the new GTA 6. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't see any, you know, actually path towards it. So right there, exclamation raffle if you want to enter for the NA Oasis Y1. Another device that wasn't claimed in the previous giveaway. I don't know why people don't claim it, to be honest. I mean, like, you won. Like, check your email. I think this is a 64 gig too. I don't remember if I got, 64 gigs. So pretty good storage, like not bad at all. It's okay. This device is okay too. Like, I mean, I'm not super enthused about it. Not gonna lie. It's kind of like, okay. The NA Oasis Y1 is okay. The Y2 is better. But I just really wish that they improved their build quality. I think the build quality is the main thing. It's just pretty plasticky, so you know, it's not the most amazing device. Jason says, what do you love about Colorado? Honestly, it's one of the best states I've ever lived in. I lived in a lot of states, and it's just nice to have nature like nearby, you know, like you get to do a lot of different things. So yeah, it's very enjoyable. It's a very enjoyable place to be in. One of the best states. If people get to move here, they'll understand why. Decent weather. I mean, right now it's hot, but it's hot everywhere, you know. But, you know, I have a fan, and that gets the job done. Also, we'll close maybe after the giveaway. We'll have some, I mean, yeah, that kind of stuff. I'm not necessarily super, I don't know if there are any more news in the Dumbphone space that I kind of want to talk about. Oh yeah, we can talk about the Commodore. What I think about that. Actually, in the meantime, let me bring that because I think a lot of you need to understand the software of the Commodore and what that means for its actual usage. So whoops. Let's talk Commodore. So one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that Commodore is shipping with the Sailfish operating system, right? And there are some positives for that. Very, very good things, in my opinion. You know, a lot of good things. But one of the difficulties is that Sailfish OS is not foolproof. It's not designed for simplicity. Let's put it that way. I think that's the easiest way to kind of explain it. It's not designed for simplicity. And that may matter to some of you. And I want you to really think about it. You know, like whenever you're getting a device, what are you getting it for? You know, those things are important. So, yeah. Yeah, 903KC is going to come down in stars very soon. I just haven't had the time to like do a full update, but yeah, it's going to come down. Yeah, just FYI. So, I'll talk about that. But the Commodore Flip, it's a cool device. It looks good. So Commodore Flip. Here it is. So it looks like this. You know, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's cool, transparent, translucent, awesome. This kind of stuff looks great. And the idea, you know, like idea of it. But one of the issues is that one of the issues is the operating system that it runs. And you can find a lot of this on the FAQ. But for example, let's start with, can it run Android apps? Yes. Callback is not an Android phone, but Sailfish OS can run most Android apps. And that is true. However, that may also need to be referenced or cross-referenced with apps that don't depend heavily on Google Play services. So that's one thing. Or use Google servers. That's another thing. But over 99% of apps run completely normally. I don't know about that claim, right? In order to actually check that, you should go to plexus.techlore.tech. And here you can actually look at apps that don't need the, you know, DGoogle protocol, the silver, DGoogle, or bronze, and they kind of explain to you what does this all mean. Like, you know, each app Plexus is rate. Bronze means the app has limited functionality, no other problems. Silver indicated mostly works with only minor issues. Gold rating means the app works flawlessly with no missing features, you know, that kind of stuff. And then you look up the app that you want. So for example, WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp. Let's look it up right there. These are the apps. WhatsApp. Oh, it's gold. Perfect. It works. All of the features work. It doesn't need the Google thing. So on the Commodore Flip, that's going to work well. But let's just look at a bank. So Chase Bank, for example. Chase Bank has a rating of bronze, right? So that's not going to work well without the Google Play services. So that, sure, you can install it, but can I actually run it? Are two different things. Does it work with Android Auto? Callback runs Sailfish OS, an operating system that supports 99%. App inside a secure Android sandbox. Android Auto support is currently in development. It has not yet been confirmed at launch. I'm going to tell you, so far, and as far as I know, nobody has made Android Auto work on Sailfish. If they do it, that'll be great. But I don't think it's like going to be supported. So is that important to you, right? Does it support RCS messaging? No, it won't, because it needs Google Play services for that. However, it does support access to Apple iMessage, such as Open Bubbles. Yes, but that means that you need to keep your main SIM card on the iPhone and not on the Commodore Flip. So is that good or bad? Well, we don't know. Does it support MMS, very important. This is very important because you're like, okay, I want to use this as my main device, yada, yada, yada. Yes, MMS supporting SMessage for quality for pictures, but not for group texts. That is a deal breaker in my opinion. Okay, let's go to the giveaway. I think it's over. Yes. Let's pick a winner. And Miss M. Andrea Primus, you won the Oasis Y1. Please send me an email to the dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. There you go. And you get to win. Hopefully you have a USA address. If not, I had to pick a new winner. So please let me know. Yeah. Congratulations. Okay, let's continue. And then we'll do the final giveaway. So no group text messages. This is a problem with Sailfish OS. And I will show you. It's at 4% right now. So I'm going to turn it on. Does it support two-factor authentication? Yeah, two-factor is fine. This has a lot of smart things, which is good. But the problem is that none of it is optimized for essentially like the D-pad navigation, right? This is something that a lot of people are not thinking about. They're looking at the Commodore and they're like, yay, we get the Commodore, which is amazing. I think so. Yes, I think it's great. It looks good. Yes, it does look great. Awesome. That's great. But you have to think about app compatibility. If you don't have app compatibility, it's going to be very difficult to get things to work. So you're going to have to be using the touchscreen on a flip phone device. And if you have ever used a touchscreen on a flip phone device, you know how cumbersome it is. And like, it's not a very nice experience. And I think a lot of people don't remember that, don't think about that. And in my opinion, they are missing that portion, right? Like, you know, you are running Android on top of a operating system that is not Android. So it is kind of like sandboxed, which is a good thing for privacy, but at the same time, some functions may not work. Another issue, and I will show you in just a second, is that some Android apps sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes have difficulty getting the LTE connection. So in my experience, I have used Sailfish. I have a Sailfish phone. I have a daily drive it for a few times, you know, and whatnot. Then you may risk that your app is not communicating well with the Linux Sailfish operating system to get the data that you need, and you may only be able to use the app on Wi-Fi. Another issue is maps. So depending on your preferences for maps or transit, you may not have that ability to use that because it's not directly interacting with the hardware of the device, but it's interacting with an emulator inside of that hardware and then asking that hardware to send it data. And here, I'll show you Sailfish OS LTE data Android. This is documented, right? Like, and sometimes it has gotten better. Let's put it that way. It has gotten better, but it's not problem free. And that's something that I want you to consider as you're pre-ordering this device. So here it is. Last week, I installed Sailfish X on my device. If there is no wireless network available and I use mobile data, then I try to use an Android app. The app reports there is no internet connection. If I use built-in Sailfish browser for the same websites that works, I have mobile data and WLAN enabled all the time. Disabling and re-enabling data does not make an effect. When I have access to a wireless network, meaning a Wi-Fi network, Android apps behave as expected. Now, this is old. It's March 2024. Maybe we can look at a newer thread, but this happened in October 2025. Mobile internet with Android apps on C2. Internet connections over mobile data and Wi-Fi. Again, like some apps have no issues. Some apps do have issues. So Reliable internet and Android apps. This is another forum post, as it seems to be impossible to use the Jolla C2 with Android apps because most of the time they lack internet access, and because this problem is known for a long time, internet problems seem to be a feature and not a bug. However, I would really like the feature internet access in all the apps, native and Android. So please make internet access stable in all apps, because I really run out of patience and will soon stop this experiment with Sailfish OS, which I like a lot. I can confirm, this is June 2025, we're getting closer, this on the Xperia 10 II. I have a C2 and I got this issue yesterday evening. Thank you for your thoughts. I don't recall this on my C2, yada, yada, yada. True, it works nicely for some, but not for others, right? The following solution worked for me, and Android app support, top 5 times. Okay, awesome. Like, maybe you can do it. You made my day, didn't know this trick. Oh, okay, maybe it works. But my point is that some things will work. Some apps will only work with some apps will only work with certain connections like Wi-Fi. Some apps will not work with data. Some apps will not work with Bluetooth. So what if the app needs Bluetooth? Will it be able to call the inner workings of the Sailfish OS? This is nothing new, by the way, right? So here it is. Maybe Android app support. This has been fixed in 4.5. We're into version 5. But as you see, there are like a lot of issues on previous phones, right? And the question is, will they be able to work, or will everything will be able to work seamlessly between both operating systems without issues? I don't know. I hope not. But it's something that you have to keep in mind. So I trust the team. I trust that they're making a good phone that's privacy oriented, that is going to work well, that is trying to do something new, something actually helpful. But there are problems when your base operating system is not Android. This is the reason why most people use Android as an operating system. And that is important. That is important for you to know, that not everything will be smooth sailing. Not everything is going to work like you expect it to. And you should know that ahead of time. That's it. Last giveaway for the day. And then I'll do some demos. Minimal phone. Nobody claimed this. So we get a minimal phone. And you get this minimal phone with a screen protector. You can't really see it, but that's okay. And a case. A protective case, Pebble case. So maybe many of you will be interested in this, or more of you will be interested. So let's see. Hate for Dumbphone tends to be overdone. Sure, it has concerns, but Jolla Sailfish is decent. Perry has been probably working on Flip extra apps for years, likely made as much of the market. That's fair. I mean, like, yeah, I get it. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that people don't have overly optimistic expectations, Kevin. Like, I think it's important for people to understand, like, hey, look, this might not work. I may have to work on this. Like, I don't have an issue. I've used Sailfish before. It works fine with my purposes. I use different messengers for, like for my needs. And it's not a problem. But I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's private. Oh, it's better. Oh, it's colorful. Oh, it's like the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, you need to know what you're getting into before you do this. By the way, giveaway starts now for the minimal phone. So go enter exclamation point raffle. And I think that people should be aware that, hey, like this device is more of an enthusiast device than it is a device that, that is going to work seamlessly and that's not going to have issues. I mean, I already expect issues with VoLTE. And I think it's going to have issues with Verizon, which is a big deal. Actually, I think it's going to be a big deal with Verizon. I hope I'm wrong, but I hope people are aware. You know, like I see a lot of people going like, oh, Commodore, Commodore, Commodore. Like, you know, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I'm like, oh, well, you should know what you're getting into, you know, like there's going to be bug fixes. There's going to be like things that you're going to have to wait for, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that it's at least, you know, something that I hope that people are aware of. So, you know, that's the thing. But, you know, maybe we are in different circles and you have seen more skepticism. But all I have seen is like people like being very enthusiastic and very happy. And I'm like, yeah, it's great. I think it's awesome that we have finally a third competitor. And they have sold, I think they have sold 10,000 units already. So, which I'm very happy about. Like, I mean, I'm very happy that they have sold. Yeah, there it is. Batch 20. It's a 500 per batch. So they're about to sell 10,000. And I mean, 10,000 is no joke, right? Like, you know, that's awesome. I think it's going to help create a better ecosystem. But I think they went too hard on certain aspects of the device that then their FAQ is like massive. And also another thing that bothers me is that they are saying that they will block everything like the social media apps, block Discord, Roblox, Tumblr, YouTube, Reddit, you know, and all that kind of stuff with their proprietary blockers. And I know that because this is running Linux on Sailfish OS, somebody's going to find a way around it. Like, I mean, that's just what it is. Somebody's going to find a way around it. And I think that they're leaning too heavily on the, we will block it no matter what. That is like, well, because it's Linux, somebody will have find a way around it. And I really think that you should be honest and say, for the great majority of people, or like, you know, and just communication, you know, it's just important to communicate and be like, yeah, we will have a very nice phone that you can access these things, but it's not, you know, hacker proof, you know, that kind of stuff. So, but I'm excited. I mean, I got mine. I pre-ordered mine. I really hope that they succeed, you know, and they create a new competitor. I think it's going to be, because of compatibility issues and like some of that stuff, is going to be probably in the A-B tier. I don't necessarily think it's going to get past the A tier, just because I know how hard it is to build a phone. I know how hard and how difficult most things are some of the time to get things working, and they're gonna spend a lot of time pushing updates, and I hope they do. I hope it's a good thing. I hope they also do not run into difficulties trying to port or improve the operating system on the Sailfish side of things, because they may not have as much control over that. Whereas, unfortunately, the reality is that building a phone with Android is easier, because usually that Google is taking care of that, right? So they're iterating much faster, they're fixing things much faster, so you can backport the things that you need on your phone much easily, and you know, there's more support and documentation. So yeah. There was a FAQ where Perry quietly admitted that there were good. I really hope that, you know, like, that they're just transparent, like, you know, and yeah, just hope that is the case, you know. So, but yeah, as long as you admit that there are workarounds, I'm happy with that, because I'm like, hey, you're being honest, you know, like that people can do whatever they want with their device, right? Like, you know, I mean, I know that being Linux, you know, makes it that. So. Okay, let's see. 12 seconds for the raffle. The minimal phone with a case and with a screen protector. So you get the full package. And by the way, this phone is like literally brand new. Like literally, like the stickers are still here. So who won? I don't have a drum roll. Pick winner. Schnickemotha. Congratulations. Please email me to dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. with a screenshot of you being picked as a winner. And again, USA, Canada address. Unfortunately, those are the only two areas I can ship. And yeah, otherwise it's like $300 to ship, you know, like, so minimal phone 1, not 2, by the way. So this one, the one with the e-ink screen. I really think it's a good phone, you know. Let's see, dumbphoneshow@gmail.com. Let me put my email again. All right, everybody. We are nearing the end of this live stream. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. A few things that I wanted to highlight a few things. A few research papers. This may not be of interest for some of you, but maybe it will be interest for others. But where is it? I think it's this one. Yes, this is the one. Okay, let me. I thought this was very interesting. I'm writing a newsletter as of right now on this topic. I'm calling it "Stop Tracking Screen Time, Focus on Green Time." So there have been a lot of research papers in the last 5 years, since the pandemic, essentially, that have talked about the psychological impacts of screen time and green time for children and adolescents, but also for adults, college students, all of the populations. But essentially, the idea is that a lot of people focus on tracking their metrics. And focusing on tracking your metrics is important. It's important to have a baseline understanding of where you're at. But actually, what makes a bigger impact in your psychology, in your mental health, in your physical health is focusing on doing stuff outside of your house. Let it be socializing, let it be nature, let it be actual, just walking or doing anything that helps your system to be in good spirits. And these people did a systematic review. I mean, you can go into the paper. I can actually put the research in the chat if you're interested in just perusing it. There it is. I thought this was an excellent paper that essentially resumed at the conclusion discussion. Here it is. We set out to collate and critically discuss the available literature and associations between screen time, green time, and psychological outcomes. The body of research has expanded greatly in recent years, especially in relation to screen time, with the majority of available evidence coming from high-income countries. We identify 186 eligible studies for inclusion in the systematic scoping review and discuss our key findings below. Many cross-sectional studies report associations between screen time and green time exposures, with some, but not necessarily all, of the psychological outcomes assessed. There was no obvious pattern to the null findings, and there were relatively few opposing results. What was clear was that when higher screen time tended to be associated with unfavorable psychological outcomes, while greater green time, or time in nature, tended to be associated with favorable psychological outcomes. There are limitations, of course, as always. Considering different developmental stages is important. Certain screen technologies are most relevant when considering psychological outcomes, meaning there is a difference between you watching TV and you scrolling on your TikTok, or you have interactive, screen time, like you are doing some gaming with friends or you're doing gaming alone. And I mean, they highlighted everything. And again, there's a lot more things here that I think are just, important to consider. And this is the conclusion. While moderate screen time can be beneficial for young people in a connected world, it is widely speculated that the concomitant trends of increasing screen time and decreasing green time among children and adolescents may be social determinants of trends in youth mental health problems. Okay, that's a lot. Research should consider, Then, however, research rarely considers the reciprocal effects of extensive screen time and green time on children and adolescent psychological well-being. Researchers should move beyond cross-sectional studies to longitudinal and intervention studies, which are designed to investigate the psychological effects of both screen time and green time. There are other research things that I've been looking into. There's one more that I want to share with you. This one is out of Canada, and it's with adolescents. And I'll put the link also. So electronic screen time technology used in connection to nature in Canadian adolescents, a mixed method study. They did all of the graphs and all of the good stuff, which you can look into. And then you can go to the conclusion if you just want to learn what they learn. Where is it? Discussion and right here. So in this national mixed study, we investigated the idea that exposures to electronic screen technology may be related to declines in the importance of nature in the lives of young people. In addition to using quantitative cross-sectional data from a representative sample to observe patterns and trends, the rich qualitative data helped us understand potential explanations for the associations. So our integrated findings are important for public health efforts, yada, yada, yada. And this is where I've been like focusing on. So an existing idea called the displacement hypothesis provides insight into these main findings. Proposes that time spent with electronic screens displaces time that young people historically spent engaging in other activities, including going outside, and such practices ultimately have important impacts on health, not only mental health, but also physical health. Then they go to explain, all of the different things, yada, yada, yada. There's more. I mean, you can go like into perceived safety, findings based on gender. Like, I mean, there's so many things like, that this encompasses. And I think it's important to kind of look at the research as well. Like, I'm when I write on the newsletter, I try to put a lot of like research papers there to kind of like showcase what's going on. But essentially what I have, as I've been reading some of these research papers and like their discussions and findings and stuff like that, what I've been able to find is that when you focus on the metrics of screen time, you're already losing the battle, because your goal is just to reduce screen time and not to increase lifetime or green time or offline time. So what you should focus instead, I mean, having a baseline is important. Like, just having a general baseline of like, oh, I know generally where my screen time is, right? This is where I started. Then you do not track it anymore, and you focus on increasing things in your life that are exciting and available to you and that you're going to enjoy. And over time, right, as you focus on going out with your friends, going to the social gathering in the city, attending the festival, going to the concert, going to the game, whatever it is that interests you, but like offline activities that are not screen mediated, you're going to see a complete decline of screen time. And then whenever you do another assessment, maybe like 6 months later, you're going to see that your screen time decreased naturally instead of forcing it to decrease and being like, oh my gosh, I need to stop watching TikToks. I need to stop doing these things. And I think that's extremely important for us to recognize that the easiest way to reduce screen time is not by tracking it, is not by trying to do the hacks or the things or the whatever, but instead working on yourself and working on your offline lifetime experiences that you want to live in the real world. And yeah, so I think it's amazing. And again, I hope that this helps some of you. That's it for today. Long live stream today. We a lot of topics, a lot of questions, and yeah, I'm really excited to see where these things go, where the research goes, where the culture goes. I think there are so many things happening right now in the world that is kind of important. It's kind of interesting to just see just kind of see the overall premise that things are turning a little bit more offline culturally, but that we have to make our own decisions to increase the offline time and the green time, nature time, increase the experiences time, because a metric will not tell you that you succeeded. Your life should get better as a result of that metric succeeding. So whenever you track your screen time, you're going to be kind of like maybe tempted to say, maybe you're going to be tempted to say like something along those of like, oh, I decreased my screen time by 3 hours, right? Like if you're tracking it and you somehow decrease it by blockers and stuff like that, but did your life improve? I think that's the best thing. Like, did you reduce your screen time just for the number alone, or did you reduce your screen time in a way that your life actually improved? Because those are two very different things. And I think we need to start thinking in those terms instead of just being like, oh, I am now 2 hours into screen time instead of 5. Great. But what do you do with those 3 hours? Did you actually enjoy your life and created a better life as a result? Anyways, that's it. I need to go do timestamps for this video. It's pretty long. Let me show you the thing that I was talking about with Sailfish OS. So this is Sailfish OS on a massive, I think it's 4-inch or so device. And as you see, of course, this is the touch version, right? So as you see, all of this works, right? So all of this works. The F-Droid store works. Libby, so you can log into Libby and get your books and that kind of stuff. So hey, you're able to use it, right? Like, oh, awesome! Like you're able to use the apps that you want, the apps that you need. It has a lot of like nice things. So for example, there's Beeper. That's the old version. That tells you how long I haven't tested this. You have WhatsApp. You can open it. Perfect. You're able to use it. That's no issues. That in and of itself is good. You're going to be able to have the apps that you need. However, the issue is, when are things going to start breaking? When are some things are going to like work? Are they going to work? Are they going to not? Is Bluetooth going to be seamless? Or is it going to disconnect? Is data going to be seamless? Is it going to disconnect? When I'm out there, is the transit app going to work? So like, you have the transit app. Is it going to work, or is it going to crash? Or is it going to wait for like an indefinite amount of time, right? I think these are questions that remain to be seen, and we're going to see how it all works. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Commodore eventually ends up tuning. But this is how it's going to look. It's going to have a store. Probably they're going to replace it with their own store. I have here the Yola store, which is kind of like, one of the things. And they have a lot of apps, but they're not all, compatible. And there's an update available. So let's just update it all. Yeah. So just be aware that while you will have the compatibility, and as you see right here, everything works, everything is fine, you may not have everything working ideally on the device because of data, because of, all of those different premises. I hope today's live stream was good, that we answered a lot of questions. A lot of things are coming. And yeah, I hope it just kind of like, my phone will think it's in prime 5G long after I drive into zero coverage. Oh, there you go. I wonder what device, but yeah, I mean, there are issues on different devices. So I do take your point. That's for sure. I mean, I'm not saying that there are no issues on other devices. I'm just saying the root cause. How can you figure it out? How fast can you figure it out? That's something to definitely take into consideration as you are thinking about this device, the Commodore, that is. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the live stream. It was definitely longer than usual. I have a little bit more time this week. I'm waiting for a few things on work to pick up. They are picking up already. I'm already getting messages, so I'm going to have to go and work. But congrats to the winners for the giveaways. Thank you for sending me those emails. I already got some of them. And if you have any questions, if you're watching this after, make sure to put them in the comments below. I'll be interacting with you guys. I'll be getting through all of that information. And again, if you have any specific questions about something, I will be glad to chat with you all and to have a great time and to provide as much information as I can whenever I have the answers. And if I don't have the answers, I'll just let you know I don't have the answers yet, and I'll try to find them. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.